out, let's let everybody know about our inspirational journal. So excited.
Number 3, what is the hardest life obstacle that changed the trajectory of your life?
I would definitely say depression.
Mm,
So I was depressed as a teenager, in my 20s, in my 30s. I think I even had a taste of it in my 40s,
mhm,
but never as bad as it had been in the earlier stages,
mhm,
right? And so my desire for happiness really put me on a path of seeking out things that would allow me to empower myself,
mhm.
break through the barriers that were limiting me. And initially, that began as therapy because when I was training to become a therapist, we all had to be in therapy ourselves.
Yeah.
And that was a really good awakening for me.
Mhm,
And then some of it came from some of the books that I read, as well as the transformational work.
mhm.
And so, with all of those things being very meaningful and helping me see myself, get past my limitations, I attribute that to depression,
Mhm.
right? So, what started out as a very unpleasant experience really led to me having my life and living a full life that I
Mm,
love.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All
amazing.
spiraled out of being in a low place. I just was so grateful in my early 20s when I started to do work that was helping me
Mhm.
to feel better.
Yeah.
And then that was a big part of why I wanted to do this work as well, right? To help people feel better. And then that evolved over time to really just empowering people with tools to create what they want in their lives, not just feel good, but like kind of be the captain of your own ship. You
Yeah.
know, if this is what you want, here's how you can manifest it.
Exactly.
You don't
So
have to wait.
your experiences of your depression has given you the evolution and the tips and tricks to learn and go through this. And now you want to help other people. Like, listen, I got through this.
Yeah,
I can help you.
absolutely. Yeah, here's what
Now
works for
next
me.
question is, do you have a book?
What do you mean? Like,
Like, are you writing your book?
no. So book writing has never been a desire of mine,
Hmm.
but I'm not opposed to it. Like if
Yeah.
that comes to me as something as another expression of how I want to give to the world,
Hmm.
I won't fight it. You
Yeah. So
know?
like I just find it fun. Like now that I do these, like I just find it fun because as I talk to people, I'll do like what Leslie and Sunrise will do, and she'll do the same thing to me. When as you're speaking, then I'll see something or I'll see an idea or a light or something. So as you're speaking, what will come to mind is like not just a regular book, but like a workbook journal where it helps you guide you to the place you want to be. So it's not just a regular book, but they
Yeah.
could jot down like today I feel this. Here, let me give you the tips on the next page of here's some tips that you can do to get out of this sad place. So from day one, sad. This is what I'm feeling. What's happening? And then the next person, you give them tips, and then it'll be whatever, whatever. But it'd be like a workbook kind of thing that you can give your clients
Yeah.
to help
It
them on
sounds
the journey.
proactive.
Yes.
Yeah, and so if I were to write a book, it would definitely be that because I'm about, look, we're not gonna just sit around and talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We're gonna take some steps, we're gonna do
Yep.
some action,
Mhm.
we're gonna
Which
make
is
something
exactly
happen.
so the whole thing would be like a big leap workbook.
Ooh, okay. All right now. Got it.
Because
Okay.
because
Noted.
you want them to take action. You want them to have those tips. So your entire life is gonna be that workbook of how you got through those things and little tips that you got. And now you're like, okay, here's the actions. What do you feel? Here's the action. What's your goal? Here's this thing. It'd be like a complete beautiful timeline and journey, journal, helpful workbook. And then at the end, you reach your goal.
I was just taking notes, my dear.
I know. I was
Got
like,
it.
I saw you from the corner of my eye as I'm like seeing the whole vision.
Yeah, okay, all right. Thank you for that.
I love it. Have you seen any of the
terms of us discussing. But yeah, even in that, it's only been three, but it just feels like so much, you know? And I feel like she's so familiar because she's so easy to speak to.
And I told her, I was like, yo, I'm so thankful that you're in Tammy's life, because I feel like you got to an intersection in your life where you were kind of ready to, you had like a yearning to express. You've been wanting to write a book. You've spoken about this in bits and pieces here and there, but you were primed to have your voice heard at this point in juncture in time, but you needed the push, the fire, the battery in your back from someone who's been down the very same road and can say, listen, I will be the light down this dark path you're about to travel. You don't need to worry about a thing, and I'll let you know what's normal. Everything you're feeling is normal. Let me put language to the certain things that maybe you've been struggling with, that you've had shame or disgrace or suppressed, whatever it is. And so she is kind of like a guide. I'm like, yo, you're like an angel in her life right now. Like, I'm so happy that you said yes to your healing.
I'm 1,000% with you. It's like you're putting words to exactly how I felt, because it's just like the safety net that was necessary. I don't see that I would have been able to express so openly. And so like I there's been no holdback, because it's just like I'm talking to myself almost. And my introduction to her was what she shared on Sunrise's podcast. So as I, so that was the entry point to begin with. And I was like, oh my God, she is me. Oh my God, she is me. Like, she's really putting words to how I felt.
Okay, so that's another thing. I didn't know the chronological time frame of how you met and when you saw her podcast. I thought you met her first and then she told me, no, you made a comment on the Friday podcast and met her on the Sunday. I was like that blew my mind. I didn't know that.
Girl, even me making the comment, because I think I was a bit more expressive than I normally would be, and that like, yo, I forget what it was. And it may not have been, like, you may see it and be like, oh, that's normal. But for me, it's so big in that, I was able to connect and verbalize that, and had no idea that she was going to be at this Sunday brunch.
You lying.
I had no idea. Like, we didn't know who was coming. We didn't know. We did not know who was coming. And to tell you the truth, it was more of a, well, I know my girls are going to be there. Like, I don't know what else, what other family members, because we've been to, things at her house before, but it's been more so of a family gathering. And those people we know for the most part, So to be introduced to a world of just fabulosity, like the fabulousness that was just oozing out of that room was just so freaking amazing. It was so amazing. Like, I just felt like I was amongst power. Like, these women were, you could tell that they were about their business, know? And when I say that they were about their business and still being able to connect on a level of either wanting more or not feeling like they're doing everything that they can do with themselves at different points. So it was just that connection, the yearning for that spirituality. The business sense was, educators were linking, it was just a mosh of just like, wow, I want more of this.
Excellent. Yeah.
And I'm usually not that open, but I was like, I just felt so safe with her. And then it was just like a place of safety to begin with, with what we were seeing and what, she broke the ice with her having the karaoke off, between the two groups of women. So, when I saw Linda, even I think at that point we were leaving because we connected and I was like, how you doing? But it was more surface, right? And before the break off, because some people had to leave. So everybody wasn't leaving at that moment, but people started to move to go home. And I just felt like I need to let her know. I was like, let me tell you, girl. And that's when she was like, come on, let's go and talk. Like, she took me over and we sat on the couch and we teared a little bit. And that's when she was like, listen, I'm down for it. Like, this was the healing for me. Maybe this can be that for you. Let's meet on, we went through the schedules. I told her that I worked in the evenings on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, right? And the reason why I landed on a Wednesday was because that Tuesday I was getting my hair done. So I was like, oh, I can't do it the Tuesday, so let's do it Wednesday. And so now it's every week, on the Wednesday at 10 o'clock. It's just been so.
I love it.
When you ask God, man, because I've been asking, like, God, I'm ready. Please show up for me.
When you started asking God for that, by the way.
Oh man. Definitely before the transitioning of the new year, I would say. I beat myself up a lot of times when I don't journal, because my journal sometimes makes me remember, like, oh yeah, it was this far back or whatever. But I would say like a few months, I've really been yearning and letting God know that, I know that I've been uncomfortable and I've been running away from this discomfort, but just bring it, just like I'm ready for it. Like I want to be broken, I
Wow.
want to be able to experience something different. And here she comes, here she comes. And I think I was watching all of Sunrise's podcast, but even me doing the podcast with Sunrise, that was like setting me up for that.
Totally did. It primed you perfectly for it.
Really did, because I don't think I would have been so open and just like, all right, let's do it.
No coincidences. It's all serendipity as far as this year, late last year. Once you asked, God opened up the floodgates. It's amazing, and prepared you to handle it, to manage it, gave you the tools you needed, which is so important.
It's so important.
Yeah, we need to be prepared for what we pray for.
Yes.
Holy shit, we can really be taken on a ride, So, it's a blessing to witness it with you, because I know your heart, and it's one of the kindest hearts I have the privilege and honor of knowing. I can't believe that I share such an amazing and special bond with someone with such a heart. I love that for me. It feels so good. I feel amazing to have.
Oh my God. You and me are in that same space, and I love the fact that we're so open to express that to one another, because I think there may be a lot of situations where, people take for granted how close the relationships are for them, and they just don't express it because it's just something that, that's there. But I love that we can recognize it, and we honor that in one another. And I love that because, girl, you are my safe space. You are my freaking safe space. Like the first person that comes to mind when I want to be able to just kind of unleash.
Finally getting back to me, my art. All I want to do is art. And the other thing is that I love stories. So like, to me, art is in everything. Your art is your voice, your speaking, your connection, you can feel everyone's energy. That's your art. It's the art of living to me. So Art and Hustle to me is the art of living, and art of it and everything.
I hope that you've cut that piece right there and make it your intro and your outro, because that was dope.
Post-traumatic wisdoms. So everything that you're going through now, you have to document it, because your journal will be someone else's guide to their healing.
I receive that.
Mic drop right there. Sorry.
I receive it. And it's so important. Like that's where the gold is.
That's
where the gold is.
That's the gold, hon. So even though it's so painful for you now, you've actually put yourself out there to show somebody else the way. And your book, your journal is going to be someone's guidebook to get through this.
Pain to power.
We all need that, because like me, when I was a kid, like that's how I got through it, by hearing someone else's pain and their struggles of like, wow, they got through it. so I can get through it. And
Possible.
that's literally how I got through, I think, all of
So I couldn't even watch it because of whatever it was that I had in my head. It's because I watched it before you came on. I started watching it. I think I had 30 minutes left to watch. And I was like, why didn't I want this aired? But I didn't get to the part where I was really explicit about some things.
Yeah.
So I want to watch that. I want to finish watching it finally. And I'll give you some, insight on what I'm not comfortable with, if anything, because I think I've totally been in my head about it. And see how it goes from there.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. Like, it takes a while to get comfortable to say the words and then have the words come out fully where you're comfortable of like, oh shit, I just put it out there. So I think I know the part that you're thinking of, and I think I know the part that I was also thinking of, that I probably, because I never like to say those words of who it is, so I totally understand.
Yeah, okay. I'll finish watching it after we get off today. But the first half, I was like, oh, this is really damn good. Tell me about Momentum, lady.
Oh my God. Momentum was amazing. I had Leslie, Butterfly Soul. Did you have him or no?
Well, I had Sylvia High. And I think Leslie was there, but he wasn't the main facilitator.
Yeah. Oh my God. Leslie is such like magic. I don't know if they're all like this, but like Leslie is like Sunrise, where they'll look at you instantly and know what you're holding back, not saying what things you need to do, all of it. And he would just click on to everybody instantly.
Through the screen.
Yeah, through the screen, because I did it at home because I wanted to be in the comfort of my home. I have kids, and I didn't want to travel and do all of that. I wanted to be, I'm being vulnerable, I kind of just wanted to be home and be vulnerable,
Right.
And so through the screen, he instantly hit on everybody's power, insecurity, struggles, everything.
Wow. How many?
There were 96 people in the Zoom. But not everybody participated, or, I feel like there was other people who were training and whatever, but technically there were 96 people in the Zoom.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you still felt like it was amazing.
Yeah. Because you have to put yourself out there and raise your hand and participate. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to be part of this. I guess I'm going to have to put my face out there.
Yeah, I took basic October 2018. And I took it when I had just transitioned from the work that I was doing with kids in the K-12 to the adult population. So I was, in a space where I was feeling motivated and taking risks. And Sunrise and a crew of my friends, the same girlfriends that you met at her brunch, they had taken it and had, I think, they did leadership, and just so many things came out of it for them. And so I went ahead and gave it a shot. And I was so like the in-person was just so amazing. And the first day, was the introduction. And every day that you would come, it would be less people. It would be less people. There was a woman that was sitting next to me, and she just seemed so disconnected. And I could just feel her, I could feel that, And I was like, girl, you're just putting out how I'm feeling on the inside. I'm trying to push through this, but I got it, And the next day she didn't come back. And I made it through the 4 days. Amazing. It was something that I needed. I paid for the advance right there, and because it was a new job, I didn't feel comfortable asking for 2 consecutive days off again. So soon. So I put it off, and then the pandemic hit. Just didn't really go back to it. It's like the momentum was lost, right?
Yeah. Touche, perfect.
Momentum was lost. And so when you shared that Sunny gifted you the basic, like, maybe I can do advanced with Linda.
That would be so fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, it would be so fun. And so like I've been going back and forth because I had such a great and an amazing experience in person. And they say that, you know, the in-person for advance is something totally different. But then the reason why I hadn't done it was because of the time part of it. So maybe the, you know, virtual would be the best for me. So I'm still going back and forth, but I think I'm going to end up doing the virtual just because I want to be able to commit and not do it. You know,
Yeah.
like I just need to do it.
I love it. I love it. You just don't want to not do it, which is
Right.
the essence of your Facebook post today, and the essence of us, like, me pushing
Yes.
forward. Like, no, let's take action. Let's figure it out. Like, when can we do it? Let's just do it, and not have the
That's right.
chatter and the if, ands, or buts about all of it. And I like, same thing with you about going back and forth of like in person or Zoom, and people suggested doing in person, but I was like, oh, I know people want me to do in person, but I feel more comfortable these days with Zoom, and I got so much out of it even through Zoom. So
Yeah.
so since I did
Yeah.
it that way, and I was completely fine with it, and I felt so comfortable, it's kind
Yeah.
of like these podcast therapy where you're talking to the person, you feel their energy, and if they can connect to everybody through these, then I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna do it again through, you know, Zoom. That way, like I said, feeling vulnerable and doing all the work, and you're journaling and writing everything and crying and hysterically bawling. Like, I was like, thank God I'm home.
Yeah.
Thank God
Yeah.
I'm home, doing all of this like deep introspection and layers, and writing letters to my mom and writing letters to
Yeah.
my dad.
Yeah.
Thank God I was home doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think the experience is just so wholesome. And you know, everything happens in its time. Like it's been 5 years since I've done basic, you know, and time waits for no man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the world is gonna keep doing what it needs to do. And if I don't hop on board, I'll get left behind, you know?
Oh, you're on board. You are on
Yeah.
board, and you're doing the work. And I am grateful and thankful that you're on this journey and we're on it together.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been good. It's been good. Lots of highs and lows, like I mentioned in our other podcast, but that's just what it is. I forget. It was on Instagram. It was this gentleman that was sharing that he you know, he was tired of having such high highs
Yes.
and low lows. Did you see that
I think
one?
I saw that. Yeah.
Such high highs and low lows. And he said, I think he spoke to a friend, and the friend was like, well, if you don't have that and you're just kind of like in the middle, you flatline. You
That's
know,
that's exactly the one I saw. That's
right?
exactly the one.
So
Yeah, exactly. You'll be dead, right?
you'll be dead. And so it's the ebbs and the flow, the ebb and the flow that life is made of. Like
It
you
shows
gotta
that you're
embrace,
alive.
you gotta embrace it
Yeah.
all, you know, and those feelings of discomfort, they come because they're necessary. And it's just a signal to snap us out of it and say, okay, pay attention.
Yeah. And then like, I forgot who said it, but they're saying that, you know, whenever you're triggered by something, that is a lesson for you to go deeper of where it's getting triggered. And that's exactly how our conversation started. Like, this triggered me so much that when I woke up in the morning, I think it clicked, because I told you I've been retraining my subconscious mind by playing those videos when I go to sleep.
Which videos?
I don't think I sent it to you, but there's this guy called John Moyer, and you can click through any of his videos. They're 8-hour videos, and you play them while you're going to sleep. So I just play them on my cell phone and play it. But if you have a partner there, you might want to put headphones on. But they're like either confidence boosting ones, cutting the cord videos, tapping into your like hypnosis of trying to sleep better or more peace, whatever it is, he's got videos for it. So I've been watching these cutting the cord videos like every night for probably months now. And normally when I wake up, I'll have some sort of epiphany or positive words, or something there would be some sort of words that will come up that would be more positive than usual, instead of like, oh my God, I'm tired, you know? No, it'll be like something else. So this morning I realized, because I was triggered, it's because she's connected and reminds me of my father. He's a bully.
You know, and no, like if I don't feel good, I'm out. You know, like it just, even though I'll need to peel the layers to see what is really resonating in me, but I need to excuse myself from that because I only want to be in a space where I'm being uplifted and feeling great. Like I do such a good job at putting myself down on my own. Like I don't need that outside noise. You know, this is what I'm trying to get out of. So that additional layer of negativity, I just don't,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
claiming that anymore.
Yeah. And you should, I'm going to send you this video, but it's really helped me. I've been doing it for like months, maybe 2 months now, almost 2 months. And I gave it to my girlfriend too. And I think it's so necessary because like they said, like the time you're about to fall asleep and time you're waking up, like your mind is super more open to like receiving and retraining of your subconscious. And since mine was so screwed up for such a long period of time, like I need to rewire my brain as well. I do a good job outwardly doing all of these things, but there's still layers in the back that I have to, you know, work on too.
Yeah. You know, we're ran by our subconscious mind.
Yep.
You know, that's our default. And so that's where the work needs to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
definitely get it. You think there was some time ago that I'm not sure if it was the same person, but Regine had some audios that she would listen to sleep with. And I started doing it for a while, but the earbuds didn't work very well. They would fall out my ear. You know, and I sleep with a partner, so I just never got back onto it. But I might consider re-evaluating and seeing if it's something that I want to do again.
Yeah, or like if you're napping or meditating or yoga, whatever you know you're doing, you can just play them too because it goes slow. So like it'll talk, it'll tell you how it's gonna do, and then it'll go slower. So you'll hear like positive words and this and that, and so your mind starts like slowly just digesting it.
And I think I was thinking too that maybe I can even record myself, like hearing your own voice. I would think that it's powerful.
Yeah.
And saying those words of affirmations and playing it all the night.
Exactly. Totally. She's like, yeah, definitely, you know, but she seems so nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. And I watched a few minutes of you and Sunny's podcast too. So I need to go through that as well.
Yeah. The one I just sent you?
Yeah, I think you started talking about momentum.
That was so sweet because it's basically like a dedication and love and flowers for her.
Oh, I'm looking forward to watching. I love all of these podcasts. I really do.
Yeah.
Because just hearing the inspiration, it just gives me a boost.
Yeah. I mean, like all of Sunrises are so beautiful. All of those conversations, it's like just listening to your girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Having that pal that gets you and sees you and wants the best for you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's such an honor to be able to do weekly ones with her and then do all of these chats with everybody that I've connected with and build that tribe of women and men and friends and confidants and just everybody has a story, and that's just having that connection and community and support of positive energy as opposed to negative.
Seriously, it makes a difference, you know, and I think that we need to surround ourselves with more of that because there's going to be both sides. You know, it's really what we're giving attention to.
Yes.
That's what matters.
Exactly, because there'll always be negative people out there who have something to say. I'll just click delete.
That's right.
Block, restrict.
Right. That's right. You know, the power of the finger and delete.
Yeah, delete. Goodbye. You can stay over there.
One of my favorite songs on Instagram is block them, delete them.
Oh, you have to send it to me. Oh, you gotta send
contact. Don't follow me or whatever it says. Block them, delete them, remove them.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that. If you see it, send it to me. I'm gonna Google it.
There's so many. I'll send you. Trust me, I'll find it and send it to you.
I'm gonna need one of those and put it out there because as I get comfortable in this new space of mine of deleting, blocking, and
that's right. And removing. Take out whatever does not serve you.
Which is momentum.
Yeah.
The momentum
Yeah.
helped me get back to the source of all the things that are holding us back, because he's like, what do you know that you are just not knowing? Like, what are you holding back on? Like, one of the things I think I wrote was, I used to think that I wasn't enough, that I didn't trust, that I wasn't safe, and that I wasn't smart. So those are the things that I used to always thought. And then coming out of that, no, like, I am love, I am enough, I trust myself, I'm powerful, I'm connected, I'm trusting, I'm open. So it was beautiful, because Sunrise came to the graduation too on the Zoom on Sunday.
Yeah,
And
did you get your fours?
I did. I was like, what is this four thing? But I didn't know if she was going to be there, because I sent it to her. And to me, I'm like, oh, it's just a Zoom. Like, if she doesn't have time, it's fine,
Right.
So I'm like scrolling through the Zoom. I'm like, oh, there's Sunrise.
Yeah. And when I did it in person, because they have your back is to the door and they have you close your eyes, I forget what the activity was. And when I opened my eyes, two of my girlfriends were standing right in front of me.
Oh.
Sunrise, they had the phone. I think Sunrise was on the phone. And it was just like immediate tears and tears, or I should say immediate more tears.
Yeah.
They actually, like, they bought flowers and it was just, a celebration of a lifetime.
I love it. I love it. And that's what we all need. We need those people that see us, and it's so beautiful. I love it so much. Like, and one of the exercises we did was he said, call two people that you can have a deep, meaningful conversation with, right? And I told two of my girlfriends who have been my confidant through all of my journeys, that know everything, they're like my ride or die. And I called them. I was like, I have to call two people, have a deep, meaningful conversation. And they're like, Linda, what are you talking about? We have meaningful, deep conversations every time we talk. I was like, well, let's do this exercise. How to, then what? So let me do it to you. Let's see what happens.
I think the person who I called was my dad.
Did you?
Yeah. I feel like he's a he, he's always shown me unconditional affection. My dad is so fun. He comes with his flaws, okay? But I feel like my dad is always, he whatever comes here, it's out the mouth. So
Yeah.
sometimes he can be a bit abrasive, but I just like feel his love, and
Yeah.
I've always expected for my partner to provide me with that type of attention and affection, and
Yeah.
because I'm the only girl, I'm his first girl, so it always came across that way. I have pictures with my dad where I'm standing on his feet and he's dancing with me, so he's been that person for me, I feel. Love my mom to death,
Mm-hmm.
and she is such a strong person herself, but I think that because of some of the issues that we may have experienced, it's held us back from developing a relationship that I think that we owe to both of ourselves.
Yeah.
So just building myself up to work towards that with her, because she's just fabulous, my mom. She's amazing. But some of those barriers need to kind of break down, and a conversation it has to happen, and I've been avoiding it for the longest times because of the discomfort and me not wanting for her to feel uncomfortable, and just, I guess my thought was, or has been, get over it, figure it out, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not enough. It's not sustaining for me.
No.
So my prayer is through all of this, that we'll be able to connect on a level, because she's an amazing woman, and Regine has like the best relationship with her. She reveres my mom.
Oh my God.
They talk like,
You guys need to do, when you do your Sunday conversations on Zoom, start bringing your mom in with Regine and you. So Regine has a great connection with her, so she will be like the mediator, and do
yeah.
a few of these with your mom and her.
Yeah. Even my cousins,
Yeah.
like and I know my mom is dope, I don't think that I've allowed myself to, like I said, break down those barriers for me to even have those conversations. Because
Yeah.
whenever I speak with Regine, she's like, dude, you got to talk to your mom. This woman is wise. She's been through some shit,
Yeah.
and she, like, you need to be able to connect. And so I think it's more of the fear that I have held on to, and maybe some of the perceptions that
Mhm.
I've had that I've not been able to release.
Yeah.
Um, but she's an amazing soul, and a part of it has been my fear not to, to allow myself to get that close.
But I don't feel like it's just that fear. I feel like it's also like how you grew up and what kind of space she gave you.
Yeah, I mean, it's fear in that, it's
Mhm.
all about what I'm comfortable with based on what I've known,
Yeah, because
and
you said that she went through her own things and she kind of was like, well, it happened to me, kind of like, well, get over it, kind of, right?
yeah, I think that was how I took it.
Hmm.
But I don't know, because we haven't had that
Mm-hmm.
conversation. I never asked, well,
Mm.
what did you mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe there's something that I missed, or something that I was already looking for, expecting, and just made it what it was. I don't know, but definitely a conversation has to happen.
Yeah.
You know, when was it? During the summer, I had asked her, because I want to do the mom daughter things. I want to go to the spa. I want to have dinner, but it's just, for me, I'm thinking about the ride and the discomfort that I feel with just us two in the car together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, like all of it, it builds up that angst, and I'm like, no. So I put myself out there, and I was like, wow, I want to take you out to dinner. And she's like, for what? I was like, just for mom and daughter time. And she's like, oh, okay. But it never happened because, I don't know, my nieces were here and she was watching the grandkids, and just, weekend after weekend, we never did it. And so when everybody was at the house this weekend, of course she was happy and thankful her kids were there. We ate. And she was like, Tam, and we still have that dinner that we're supposed um, to go to. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. But it's still, even talking about it is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Because it's also like coming on camera. It's kind of like facing yourself, right?
Yeah. And I
Yeah. Do
really
you think
just want
she'll
to
be
have
comfortable doing some Zooms with you? Just you guys? Even
just
if
she and
it's,
I.
yeah, but not like, even if you guys don't air it, just Zooms with you two and record them for yourself.
I've never thought about it. I've never thought about it. So that's a seed planted, and I'll definitely give it some thought.
Yeah, maybe if you can tell her if she drinks wine or whatever she drinks, coffee or anything, but like, hey, can we have a little happy hour cocktail? Let's have a little mom and daughter Zoom, a weekly Sunday Zoom with each other, because it'll be
Yeah,
like a visual journal that you get to know her and her life.
yeah, that's true.
And your
I'll
dad
have to
too.
see.
That'll be fun.
Yeah,
Do
I'll
like
have to
separate
see
ones
how.
with your dad, separate ones with your mom.
Yeah, I'll have to see how comfortable she is with that. But it's definitely something that I can consider and just kind of have a tab on.
Yeah, because
I
if you
don't
go
think
to
I'm ready.
dinner, you might not remember what she said, what you said. It'll be like just a beautiful blur.
Yeah, right? I like the look. You and your words, a beautiful blur.
It's gonna be a beautiful blur. Be like, oh, we had a great time, but I can't remember it. Like, it's just beautiful. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. She's a good woman, and she's dealt with a lot. And so yeah, she's a big part, I think, of the process.
Yeah, she is. So
Huge,
yeah,
huge.
she's a huge one. And it's beautiful that you had a father that was loving and supportive, and he's kind of like your guiding light of how you want to be treated by men too, right?
Mhm. so sweet. He loves kids. He, you know, like I've always felt good,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in his presence.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So does your partner remind you of either your mom or your dad, of like personalities or ways they treat you?
Hmm. There's some aspects that I get. I more leaning towards my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see my mom. That personality trait is not him for sure. More so my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything,
Yeah.
but if there was, you know, between the two, definitely my dad.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
You made the right choice.
definitely my dad. Yeah,
Good, good, good.
yeah. You know, my mom loved me, obviously, right? But she loved in a place where she could love,
Yeah,
you
the
know.
capacity that she knows.
She did the best that she could, like we all do,
Yeah.
you know. And as a parent, I know that, you know, we fall short sometimes, you
Yes.
know. And and so when I became a parent, I just had the utmost respect for the things that, you know, she had to sacrifice and, you know, put on the line just so that she can make sure that all three of us, because I have two younger brothers, all three of us was good. So you know, my youngest brother, he's diagnosed with bipolar. He's 38 years old. He's
Mm-hmm.
about 38. Yeah, he's gonna be 38 actually in February.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't been a walk in the park, you know. It's been really, really difficult. And, and so, you know, I mention it because I just think about the different things that my mom has had to deal with and works through and shows up like a champ,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like just bulldozing her way through, you know, life. And so I just wonder, you know, how much of that she had to kind of put to the side just so that she can show up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. These are all questions that I
Yeah.
ask myself.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely write some of those questions down and see if she's actually worked through that, or does she just cover it up and just put pretty little perfumes and flowers on top of it, you know?
Yeah.
So that could be the case too, of people who are putting out this way so they don't have to feel that, or they are okay, but who knows, you know? But these are definitely great conversations just to get, you know, how they felt, their experiences, and then you find that deeper connection that hopefully you guys can hold space for each other and just, you know, love each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just feel like these days I just want to embrace the good in my life, you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, literally saying fuck to fear and pushing through that so that I can be on the other side and expand and grow and live in that space that's there, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I just had this visual because you know, I love this randomly. Like, so I had this visual of this like cool doing this like art performance photography piece where you like paint the words on your body, you know, of like things that are holding you back. And then they like maybe the other side would be like the positive words that you're like embracing, but you still have those old ones that you're kind of like trying to get rid of. So if you did actually be fun, I might do this for photography, but if I wrote like all those words that were holding me back, and then eventually I can paint them off and then go on top of it of all the positive words. And
Go ahead, Art and Hustle.
I was visualizing it that also on you. I'm like,
Amazing. Have you ever done any body sculpting?
oh, body painting?
Body painting.
Oh, I did do it. I did paint on somebody for a photo shoot, but I always wanted to do it. So I was happy I was able to do it on them. I did like gold leaf and I painted it, and I painted them to kind of camouflage themselves into my painting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you have images?
Yeah. It's on my Art Hustle. If you scroll down,
okay.
Scroll down, there's a whole bunch of them. So this photographer was so good with his lighting that he just blended all of it with the lighting.
I love it.
So his magic and my magic and everybody, the makeup artist, the fashion designer, the four of us, I think it was Fabulous Five. We called ourselves the Fabulous Five, and we would do these Sundays with Tom. And those photos, if you scroll down, are just phenomenal. Nothing but
I have to
great
take a look.
energy. Yeah, that was
I have
fun.
to take a look.
But I want to do one where I paint myself those words and then take a photo of it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sounds so good. The reason I asked is because there used to be a show and they started playing it on Hulu. I forget the original network, but it was and it was only one season, and I wished and hoped that they would come back, but they never came back. This was in fact, I think this was pre-pandemic, some years ago.
Mhm.
And they would paint folks, and they would meld them into a whole different art piece. Like, so they would be in shapes of an animal, you know, so an eye would just pop out, but you wouldn't see the other person's eye because they camouflaged it into something else. And
Yeah.
I used to love that show. So
Yeah.
what you're saying kind of reminds me of something.
Yeah.
It was definitely body painting, but they took it to the next level because they would have 3 or 4 people come together and would make a totally different piece of art with the, you know, the bodies being painted. It was amazing.
I know those things. It's just fascinating. It's so cool to see all those makeup artists that does the like illusional things too. Someone does this
Yeah.
illusional dimensional thing or perspective.
Yes.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was like, wait a minute, but where's her foot? Or
Mhm.
where's their, and I guess they had to be really flexible too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
these models, they were obviously accustomed to flexing their bodies the way they did. But you would see like a poodle, and it would be 3 people or 4 people just joined together. The painting had to be perfect for them to kind of, you know, mesh in the way that it did. So yeah, it sounds really, really cool. I would
Yeah,
love to
I
see.
think that's super cool. Like it's
And if you
just,
ever want me to be the model,
well, that's what I mean. Like
let
as
me know.
we're talking, I was visualizing painting your face.
Wow.
You know, I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I'm just gonna paint because there would be like 2 sides. So like one side would be those old words, and then the other side would be the new positive words. And then eventually we will just paint away the old words.
I love that.
But that's what I'm visualizing as you're talking. I'm like, oh, let's do that.
Mine is very different than the average mind.
It is. It's funny. I think I was watching Sunrise's podcast, the last one of she was like, she has her own business where she does hikes and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think in that podcast she was I think Sunrise was mentioning how you know how like people just how artists imagine things and a musician will just come up with music, you know. So technically like that's like fascinating to me that you're basically making and thinking of something out of nothing, you know.
Yes.
You're creating out of nothing.
And to me, that's all God wants, right? It's like we have everything that we need. There's nothing that we lack for, you know?
Yeah.
And so when that happens, it's just like, oh, wow, you know, they got it and they were able to create this beautiful thing. And they didn't have to go, you know, and spend thousands of dollars. They didn't have to go outside of themselves for anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think that we're just so amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, what is something that you love to do that you get lost in time?
Honestly, I love being able to encourage other people. So because of that reason, and I think it's because it makes such a difference for me. Like I want to be, I love being that person that can see someone. And so I love watching people in their art, whatever that craft may be. Like I get lost in seeing how other people are able to use their talent to gift others, you know? Yeah, I love being an encourager.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just makes so much of a difference for people. Like just one word can just set somebody up for the day.
Yes.
You know, literally one word can stop somebody from, you know, from doing something that's not great, you know, whatever that may look like.
Yeah.
And so I get lost in watching other people in their craft and how it comes out. And to be honest with you, I've never really, that's been one of my Achilles heels,
Mm-hmm.
being able to translate that love with how I can make it work for me.
Mm-hmm. So that's okay. So you're in like your brainstorm process of it. And that's where I was in during COVID and during this time. Like, I had no idea where life was going to take me. I just knew that I couldn't stay where I was. So
Mhm.
I was like, I don't want to be there anymore. So life kicked me out of it. And I was like, okay, so let's just make sure I make some money in the meantime and just continue on the path of being a seed and planted in the darkness of it and just stay there till something starts to evolve.
Yeah, I've never been able to pinpoint exactly, you know, how I can transfer what my unique abilities are
Yeah.
to, to others. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I mean, I do it, I show up as who I am at work, and, I'm good at that. But in speaking to Regine, the podcast that we had, or the Zoom that we had, she she's always shared. She was like, I didn't know that people can not be in love with something and be good at it. Like, I didn't know that until
Mm-hmm.
talking to you. I was great at being a dean, but
Yeah.
that wasn't really my passion.
Mm-hmm.
My passion did come out through being a dean once I started to evolve my own practice.
Yeah.
And so when I started to bring in meditation and I started to be able to connect to the kids on that level,
Mm-hmm.
that's when it was like, oh, okay, this is what makes sense for me.
Yeah.
So being able to connect with people where, again, I can meet them where they are, they can feel seen, they can feel heard. That's really important for me.
Maybe
That's
that's
really,
it.
really important.
Maybe that's it. Sounds like that's it to me. Because
But I don't know what.
but that's exactly it. That's the space that you will hold for people. That will be your business.
Oh,
It will be you holding that space for them. Meditate, let them be seen, and
letting them know that they matter.
yeah, because we all need that. And if you have that ability to be able to connect to people and hold space and meditate with them, and that is a quality that is a huge gift of yours, and that's it. That's what you will do because you love to do that for yourself and for other people, and that you'll make money to do that.
Yeah, when I started to post my positive affirmations on Instagram, like, so many people reached out and was like, oh my God, when you're not here, it's like a void. I wake up looking forward to seeing your post because it resonates. And, it was good to hear, but then I think I got just too overwhelmed, just with just social media, um, the platform itself. And every now and again, I have to pull away. Like, I
Yeah.
need to recharge. I need to,
Yeah.
and the last time I stopped, because I recently came back on. When I say recent, few months, I think, lose track of time. But yeah, I wasn't feeling confident, and I think it was becoming more of
A chore?
it was a chore. It wasn't feeling good, like, initially, you know. And when I started it out, I did it because those words resonated for me, and whoever
Yeah.
else would grasp onto it, then that would just be what it was. But then it evolved. And so I was like, if it's not feeling good, I don't need to do that. It's no purpose to me doing it.
Yeah.
So I stopped, and I'm back on now, and it's pretty, it's okay. And the thing is, I used to post every day, every day, every day. Now I just post when the spirit moves me.
Yeah. Yeah. And then worst case scenario, later on you can do like the scheduling of it. One day when you feel like it, like whatever day you choose to actually want to use the social media, you can just line them up for the week. So then if you don't put in extra posts, there's already one there. Or
Right.
you can eventually, when your business starts booming, You can hire somebody to do it.
Yeah, just giving myself the space and not taking anything. When I got off before, I would just kind of keep doing it because that's what you do. You just, oh, okay, well, let me just keep doing it. But no, I need to listen to myself and allow myself the time
Yeah.
for myself. So
Yeah.
I can be considered, like you said, Sunrise's mother's, one of her positive sayings, like you can only give once, what is it? Once the drink
You
falls
can
from the
only give
saucer.
from your saucer, not your cup. When the cup overflows
That's right.
from your
That's
teacup,
right.
only from the saucer. So yeah, like if social media is it gets too heavy sometimes, pick a day. One day, this will be my social media. You line up the scheduled post for 7 days and you're done. You're like, okay, so now the rest of the week, I can just focus on me. Like I know my posts are going out there. That's one of the tips that one of my tattoo artists actually told me. So he suggested that he doesn't like doing social media too much. So he said he just dedicates one day and he just bangs out all the posts and he'll schedule it so he doesn't have to be on social media all the time.
Yeah, I usually take pictures of or save the posts that resonate with me. But the thing is, I like to be in the moment when I post.
Yeah, me too. I always love to just post when I feel like posting.
Yeah, I like to, every post that I put out, I connect to. Like
you
that's
feel
coming
it.
from
You
me.
feel it and you're doing it and you're putting it out there. You're putting energy out
Right,
there.
right. So, and every morning I meditate and I pray. And so whatever revelations come, from that is where I go into,
You can
And
even
so,
do you can even do YouTube videos of you meditating and then helping people get into that space of Zen.
That's an idea.
Girl, don't get me started on the things I start seeing as you're talking.
Yeah, I do it every morning. Like if I don't, which I seldom, like there's very few days that I haven't meditated. Whenever I stop, like I can feel it in my body. It's definitely a place of release.
I think, I think it'd be beautiful. You should just, eventually, if you want to do a YouTube page or whatever it is of you just meditating, someone would just enjoy just clicking it on. Oh, let's do some yoga with Tam. And that's it. It's just peaceful. And then you can say nice, quiet words, calm words. People who talk nice and slow and calm, like that's super calming to people. People like, oh yeah. Just like the videos I told you, he talks really nice and calm and they just fall asleep and you're just listening to the positive words. So yours could be like meditating or yoga or whatever it is, but holding that space for someone, that's a gift in itself. Like you are the gift.
Yeah.
You are it.
It's hard for me to see it.
It's okay. It's all right. That's why you have me, you have your friends, you have Sunrise. We see it and we're like, listen, you will get there.
Yeah.
It'll take time and it's okay. Like it took me a long time. Took me a long time to be where I'm at here. Then now I'm opening the space for you. So.
Yeah, I think that there's even with that, like when you initially asked me, what do I lose time doing? That obviously came to mind, just being an encourager and being that. And I've heard from other folks like my boss, the principal and my coworkers. They say that the way that I communicate is very soothing and like they feel that I'm giving them all of my attention and so they usually I'm the one that sets off the meetings with these practices, having people close their eyes or
breathe in,
think about
breathe
words
out,
that make
exhale.
them feel good. Think, they'll be like, Miss Julien, are you gonna, that type of thing. And so and whenever I'm asked, I'm like, and because I'm so shy, when they ask me to do that, I'll jump at it, even with me being shy and not feeling confident all the time. You ask me to do that, I'm on. Like you don't even have to, you don't have to say it twice. I love doing that.
Can I insert aha moment right here?
Yeah, I love doing that. And I think I started saying that when you initially asked me, I
Mhm.
feel like I think I feel a little embarrassed not to know at this stage in my life, like still exactly how I want to
What
become
stage in your life? How old are you?
48.
So I'm gonna be 47.
Yeah, I'm just sharing,
I know. I'm just
that's what
messing with you.
I'm sharing.
I'm just
That's what
messing with you.
I know. That's what comes up for me though. That's what comes up.
But
And I
that's how
have
I feel too,
so
where I'm like, I'm 40, I'm just figuring it all out now.
yeah. I have
Uh-oh, you're frozen. You're frozen. So, okay,
Are we back?
we back. We at Roger.
Is the universe telling us something?
Yeah, it says to get a giant 100-foot cord from your main hub down to your basement. Oh, you're frozen.
Not again.
I was like, I was gonna take a
Okay.
picture of your face that was like frozen.
I was doing the same thing.
Oh, that would have been fun. Because I was like, hi. Where are you? It's like,
Yeah, I have to go and check out what's happening with my internet, my
yeah,
Wi-Fi,
yes,
my Wi-Fi,
your Wi-Fi.
my Wi-Fi.
So are you doing your Sundays with Regine also?
We haven't done it, but I'm going to, because this week was just so,
Oh, because you're sick.
yeah, this week wasn't a good week for connection for me,
Well,
for a
thank you
virtual
for
connection.
plowing through and still being here today with me.
Oh yes, it was my pleasure. I told you already, I love doing it. Um, it's good for the soul. It's just good for me to hear myself and kind of go through the things that I've said and hold myself accountable to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's different when somebody else is holding you accountable, but you just can't run from the screen, right?
No, you can't run from the screen. You can't run from, sorry, my words, but an effing podcast.
Just can't.
You
It's
really?
in black and white, and it's just what it is. And
And
so
that's the thing that I think I want to go into. I think my business will be, I think, the podcast therapy. I think I'm gonna start something that I can make money where I love to do it. I love to have these conversations with people.
would you become licensed as a therapist?
I did a course online to be I got a certificate for CBT, cognitive brain therapy. So I did that. So I have a certificate for that, but I don't have like other ones that I need. So I'm not sure if I need other ones or
Okay.
can I be that thing without all the other certificates and everything. I'm not sure, you know?
Yeah, I'm just thinking that
like,
it would be good to have under your belt. You know what I mean?
Because like life and people want you to have those things, even though technically I've done so much research in my own schooling and all of that. School of Hard Knocks. No, I was kidding.
It's like the place where you learn the most.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like to me, like I'll be annoyed if I have to go get some sort of real thing. Cause to me, like I don't really care about it. You know, I'm more of an artist, so I don't give a shit about it. But I have the certificate.
Well,
And
that's
it's
still
funny.
good to have.
And it's funny when I took that course online, I was really annoyed because everything that they were teaching me, I already knew.
You
And
just need the paper.
yeah, I just needed the paper. And honestly, a lot of those things I got through all of those, like, I feel like a broken record, all of the podcasts that I listened to free on YouTube University. Jay Shetty, Oprah, you know, Lewis Howes, all of those amazing people.
Yeah. Yep. There's
All
so
of
much
their
learning.
wisdoms and words have been like downloaded into me.
Everything. We're just so fortunate. This is a time where information is just free and available
Yeah.
and accessible.
Yeah.
You know, so it's great.
Also, I would like to thank you that you are the first person that texted me and said, Linda, $9.99.
By the way, that's one of the things that I wanted to say. You made it. You made it. So the next part is getting the hours up, right?
Yes. 4,000
Okay.
hours. I'm already up to 2,000.
Yeah.
And it's only January, so I can
Yeah.
get there.
Absolutely.
So one of the goals on Momentum was Leslie was like, all right, so what's your deadline? What's the date? And I was like, December? And he's like, what's the date? And I was like, 6 months. He's like, everybody was like, no, you're giving yourself too much time. And then it clicked. I was like, crap. Okay. I always give myself the birthday. So I was like, March 31st, the same date that I gave the book, the party.
Yes. Yes.
So now I've added to that crazy March 31st date.
Oh my Lord. And you're such a deadline person. Like, that's how I met you. We need deadlines. We need deadlines, right? So
I just gave myself another deadline, and technically I will hit it because, right? I already hit half of it. I already hit half of it.
That's right, because now your intention is for it to be done.
Yeah.
Right? So now that your attention is on it.
With the intention. That's gonna be the headline thumbnail. What is it? Intention and attention.
Attention.
See?
Right?
I love it. I love it. We always gotta think about the thumbnail.
That's right. That's where it's gonna flow. It's gonna flow right there, you know, because you've set the goal.
Yep.
And now you're gonna rock it.
$9.99. You're like, Linda. I was like, oh, fell asleep.
I was so
tired. I fell asleep. I woke up.
I circled the 9, I underlined it. I was like, she's there, yes. Because I think it was flipping and flopping at 980, 982.
And then went down. It went down to 972. I was like, how did I lose it overnight?
Yeah.
What the hell?
So when I saw 999, like one person away, like what is happening?
I know.
This is it. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, right? Momentum gifted you in more than one way.
Yes, Momentum gifted to me. And I was like, oh my. So it clicked to me because they were asking people like, what are your goals and what do you want to do? And I was like, oh shit. As I was writing it down, I think I then was like, no, I got to put this on top now. So when I clicked my hand, I'm like, I got to talk about this.
That's right. That's right. Bring it all up. Bring it all up.
Yeah.
Right. No holds barred anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
the
law of attraction. And also the intention and attention, exactly what you say is whatever you're focused on mainly in your mind, just keep repeating it. Just keep repeating it. You wake up, keep repeating it. And the other thing I think would be great also for you to do is print out a photo of yourself that you love as a kid. And then put it in your bathroom mirror, somewhere where you sit all day, and then put that photo right there. And then always remember, every time you look at that photo, any sort of negative thought that you think of, look at that photo and just remind yourself, like, that's what you're saying to yourself into that little girl photo. And then you'll stop because you're like, oh, no, I love her. You know?
Where'd you get that from?
I saw it on Instagram on a reel.
That's a good idea.
I am such a social media
whore.
Yeah, that's exactly the word. I was like, do I want to say it? I'm like a little social media whore. I have a friend who just can't stand it now. He just can't stand that I always say everything from podcasts to social media to whatever I'm getting it from, but mostly it's podcasts and YouTube.
Right.
So they just can't stand me now.
Oh, please. It's all right.
I'm like, well, unfortunately now we're like growing apart. So now you don't like me, but I think it's beautiful. I mean, I'm getting gems and
that's okay. And that's okay because we're not here to please everyone. In fact, we can't. It's impossible. That's not how we're designed.
no, we're
You know,
not.
it's not how we're designed. And once you start to come into your own, you know, you'll start seeing yourself attract different people, and some people will, unfortunately, not unfortunately, they will, you know, go by the wayside.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's what happens when we evolve, when there's growth. You know, certain people, they're in our lives for that time, and we need them.
Season and a reason.
And a reason. And there was nothing wrong with that because it
It
was
was,
necessary in that space for you to get to the next level that you're
yeah,
on.
yeah.
And so, you know, and growth is not linear, right?
No.
That's not how it happens.
You gotta ride that wave.
You got to ride the wave. And
Yeah.
so if they're not in a place where they can meet you at the time, it's all right. You know, you got to do your thing and I'll do mine. No love lost. I still love you, right? We just have to do our thing. And sometimes it just looks different.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the place that we all have to sit and accept.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of, hey, it doesn't serve.
No. Okay, so I have a homework for you.
Mm-hmm.
As you're speaking, I'm like, I see it. You gotta record one of these like meditation morning sessions of yours.
Okay.
And just
It's
record yourself.
literally,
Huh?
Literally, I'm literally in my bed for 20 minutes just in silence.
Or even if you're silence, or if you do you talk in any of your meditations or no?
No, the meditation that I do is called transcendental meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 20-minute meditation that's done in the morning and once in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first time that I felt like I was able to meditate because of the way that they explained it. I always felt like I was doing it wrong, or like I can't get these thoughts out of my mind. You know, so there are different types of meditation. So if I were to do a meditation that I would record, it wouldn't be transcendental meditation. And if I did it, it would just be to explain, like, you know.
Well, Tam, I would love for you to do a video to teach me how to do a transcendental meditation.
Okay, that sounds up my alley.
I would love for you to do a little video for me that I can use also, because I don't really know how to meditate. I don't know how to sit still in yoga or any of those things. So if you could do a little video for me to walk me through that, exactly how you would walk your students.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the meditation is 20 minutes. We couldn't do it with the students. It's too long. And so 10 minutes. 10 minutes would change the day for these kids. Just 10 minutes.
I need that because I don't know how to do that.
And I'll do you one better. I'm going to send you some information on transcendental meditation.
Yeah.
Just so that you can look into it.
Yeah.
Because coming from somebody who's tried all types.
Yeah.
Like this was by far what helped in kind of taking that turn for me with learning how to be still. Yeah. I shared with Sunrise in the podcast that I did with her, like transcendental meditation saved my life.
There you go. I've heard about it. I just don't know much about it. And since you're doing these videos on just listening to your own voice, like I just would love that because I mean, I see you light up when you're, you know, like every time I do ask you a question, you're not really sure where to go with it, which is fine, you know, but then eventually I'll see the things start clicking and you're like, oh no, but no, this is it. That's what gives me, you light up and you don't have to worry about being shy because
it's not forced.
It's not forced. It's the flow.
It's the flow.
The flow of it. And that would connect to your journals that you said you eventually want to publish.
Yes. Yeah. So done and done. I will record and I will send you the information on TM. Yeah. I think you would definitely benefit from it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I definitely need that. So, and I love those kind of videos, you know, the ones that I watch, which are 8 hours like of just zen and quiet and someone just talking really slowly. You know, 8 hours.
You just feel I don't know. I love to be soothed you know, and coddled. And so that really makes a difference for me too. The tone and the pace and all of it.
Tam,
Yeah. Linda.
you can make money doing this. I'm all about like, oh, and if you listen to the one with Sunrise, I'm like, I want to be able to make money in my purpose and my power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I see you doing as you're talking.
Yeah.
Because I mean, every sort of research I was doing was always leading me towards YouTube for some reason. They're like, no, you need a YouTube channel. You need to use a YouTube channel. Because like my goal in life during the pandemic was like, I want passive income. I want to be sitting on a beach somewhere, still making money.
Making money. That's right. That's
You
the
know what I
name
mean?
of the game.
But I don't want it to be a source of like, where it's just money and I'm not enjoying doing it, whatever, you know? So it was always like, what am I?
No, you want it to be connected so that you know, like this is the abundance that me showing up as myself and being the creature that I was placed here to be, right? I'm getting the abundance from that. I'm getting the abundance because I'm doing God's work, one, and two, I'm being truthful to who I am.
And it gives you peace.
It gives you peace. You can't want more from that. And you know, one of the questions I remember from high school, what would you do for free? You know, what would you do for free?
Yeah.
Because it's what you would do for free that's going to bring that income.
Well, that's what I've been doing every single day I go on these podcasts.
Listen, it didn't say it would happen overnight, but it'll happen.
But that's what I was like, this is what I've been doing for free. I've been doing these podcasts for free.
Yeah.
It's been a passion project of mine.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what avenue this was going to take me. I just enjoyed it. I'm just like, I
Yeah.
just love hearing these conversations and stories. And during the pandemic, like it helped me because most of the people are at home right now and they don't have that connection with people. They're not hanging out with people. So at least if I get on a Zoom, I just have this beautiful conversation. And
you're so fluid. You know, you're so fluid. So one of the conversations that we had, I think it was last week, where you were saying sometimes the chemistry isn't there and it doesn't really come off screen, right? But I don't think that I've seen that in any of the podcasts that I've watched with you. I feel like you're very open and that you make it extremely comfortable for the person who's on the other side of that
Have you
screen.
seen my original ones?
I watched that first one
with
the woman that you worked with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
But that's my girlfriend. I love her. So
okay. I have to watch some more, but I've just never experienced it. And because of, you know, my experience with you, I was like, oh, she's so easy. That's why I was like, would you just do it? If I'm comfortable, you're definitely going to be comfortable, because she's more of a people-y person, you know, anyway. So, yeah, I think that your voice is very calming and soothing and open.
I love
So it's no surprise that this is what you're doing, because you're not good, you're great at it.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your words and your feedback and your energy and your support ever since I met you. God knows how many weeks now.
Yes.
5 weeks. 5 weeks.
Yes.
Have known each other.
That's crazy.
So every week that we go on, that's how much time we've known each other.
Yes, this is our 5th week.
This is our 5th week anniversary friendship, Tam.
Oh, perfect. Look, I can't even do it.
I couldn't do it. I forgot which podcast I was on. Oh, my girlfriend. We were like, I don't know how to do a heart. It was like round.
Okay, I think this is it. Right?
Yeah. I'm so not Asian. Asian people know how to do. They like to do peace. I'm just not. I'm not your typical Asian.
You're not into it, huh?
I try, but exactly. Week 5, we have known each other for 5 weeks, Tam.
It's been amazing. Right?
Well, we obviously must have known each other from another lifetime. I think everybody at that luncheon probably knew each other from another lifetime.
Oh my God. It felt like it. Like our souls have crossed for sure.
Are you going on Saturday to the Big Leap?
You know I am. I'm going, and we're actually saying,
bring your mug.
Right? Get people my mug and my journal so I can take some notes.
And we'll take a little selfie.
Take some selfies with the mugs and the journals. But I'm definitely going to be there. We're actually spending the night because we didn't get to celebrate our girl last weekend. So we're going to do a brunch in the morning and then I'll head.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. In fact, it's Tamara who she's doing
The
the lead.
host.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
She,
do a podcast with her at 1:00.
I'm so excited.
I mean, because you know me, I like to connect all the dots. So I was like,
Oh, yes.
because I was like, if I'm gonna do a big leap with her, I have to get her on.
Hello, I can't wait. This is perfect. This is perfect.
I was like,
Yes.
I have to get everybody on of people who's gonna be there. I gotta like, you know, it's to me, it's like a no-brainer. So I'm gonna chat with her at 1:00. We went through a little bit of a outline of what she needed the info about what this podcast is about, what kind of questions, because she wants to be prepared. And I'm like, girl,
We chatting.
we're just
No
talking,
structures here.
yeah. She was probably like, wait, what? I was like, do you need questions? You want me to send it to you? And she's like, yeah. I was like, listen, this is just like girlfriends talking. Like,
Yeah.
let me tell you a little bit about me, and then you'll feel comfortable.
Let me tell you, my girl T is about her business, okay? She is very structured, and I'm not surprised, but I'm sure that it will be a flowing conversation. You know, those questions might just be tossed to the curb after she gets a taste of Linda.
Yeah. It was funny because I was talking to her on the phone, and that's what ended up at the end of the conversation. I was like, listen, I'm going to give you the list. You can choose whatever 5 you want, but probably we'll do the 5 or 3. And then the conversation will just go on to whatever way of, you know, your childhood, your past, your business, whatever it is. And the hour will be up.
Yes. Shouts to T. I'm looking forward to seeing the podcast. And, you know, I just think that all of my friends are nothing short of amazing.
So all of these friends that you went to college and sorority with, or what is all the connections?
I'm not in a sorority.
Okay.
I'm not in a sorority, but we all went to college together.
Okay.
Myself, Tenora, you met Trina. Do you remember who she was? She was the one that had the utmost energy.
Oh, I think I know.
On the opposing team.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure just send me a little screenshot. I'll be like, yeah, that's her.
Yeah, her. Trina, who else was there? We had another girlfriend. Joycey was there, but Joycey, by way of Trina, because they worked together. But yeah, we're the crew that went to college together. Myself, Sunny, Tenora. Am I missing someone? Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
She was on our side, and she was doing the Michael Jackson.
Send me a picture, because I probably visually will remember. I just don't remember their names.
Yeah, it's a handful of us that went to school together. Some are in sororities, some of us are not, and some of the sororities are not even the same. You know, but yeah, I think that they're just all fabulous. And sometimes I would have to remind myself, like, look at the people that are in your circle. You know, when I would start doubting myself, like, there's no way that I can be mediocre being in such a space of fabulousness, you know. And yeah, that's just how I see them. I think that they're all amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love it. I love it. See, that's why I'm so honored that I was able to be there for the first one. Like, I'm an honorary friend guest that just popped in.
Sister friend is what we say.
Sister friend that was just like, well, I think Linda needs to be here, and I don't know what's telling me to tell Linda that she's got to come. I was like,
all
right.
And I think these experiences too allows us or gives us permission to take the risk and see, you know, what other things that we are missing out on because we don't think that we fit in or it may be uncomfortable, you know, and sometimes that may be the case, but if we don't give it a shot, we'll never know.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a disservice to us, you know?
Exactly, because like I never thought that I wanted to do a podcast. I never thought that I would be a good speaker, interviewer, talker, any of those things. I didn't think I was smart enough. I always thought I was an introvert, that my voice was lost or I didn't have a voice. And going to a space in a gathering that I don't know anybody would give me fear and anxiety. And if it was my old self, I would just cop out of it, be like, oh no, you know, I don't feel comfortable. But since it's Sunrise, I was like, I trust her, so I'm coming.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You know, there's always that one person that has to give you permission, right? When you're feeling that, when you're in that space, and it just opens doors, it opens windows.
Yeah, it's the same thing with momentum, because I think she sent it to me, and I was like, because you're always hesitant to do, you always have that initial hesitation.
Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it's like, oh, 3 days course. Oh. And I think I was like,
right?
So even if you think you can't do it, if the person who you trust sees it, then you just have to trust them and do it.
That's right.
Even if it
That's
feels a little
absolutely
weird,
right.
you know?
Yeah, it was super weird in person, you know, like just sharing your business, a group of people that you don't know. But it was it was really great. I don't think that there's anybody that I kept in touch with from the original
Group.
yeah, from the original group.
How many people were there?
Oof. I think it ended up being like maybe 50 people. It may have started with 80, but then after the days, you know, the numbers waned. And it was probably a good fit. In fact, I'm still a part of the chat. Did they make a chat for you guys on
Yeah.
WhatsApp?
Yeah. Not on WhatsApp. We have a Facebook chat little group.
Oh, okay. So then
I'm
maybe
all over that. I'm waiting for people to join and comment, but I feel like I'm just the one posting a bunch of shit. Guys, it's
well,
999.
it's all
Guys,
right.
1,000.
Listen, you're giving other folks permission. Just keep doing you.
Yes, that's all I can do now. And I love it to be able to, like, I feel like I'm almost there. So like the last momentum class that we'll take together, I think I'll finally be in there and sit there because like I know it and I see all the pieces, but I'm not in it fully yet because I can tell by how I was triggered yesterday. So
Yeah.
I need to be able to go through those things and not be triggered to my old
Let
self.
me tell you, this was from Jack Canfield, and I
Oh,
have
tell me, girl, what you got for me?
yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, two things. I wonder what the opportunity is in this situation. What is the gift in this moment?
I love it.
You know, what is this experience gifting you?
I love it.
Because you're learning something from it. You're being able to flesh out some of the things that, you know, still live within you, you know, with some doubt or whatever the case is, which is totally fine, right? When those things come up, they need to come up so that we can resolve them, so that they can be transmuted and we can shift that energy to an energy of pain to an energy of power, you know, going from pain to power. That's what the beauty is in these challenges. I didn't post it yet, but I was going through some things this morning and I had to send it to Regine. I'm like, Regine, pray for your girl because I'm on it again, you know. And I opened up YouTube, Instagram, and this is what I saw. I am healing through it. I am healing through my problems. I'm healing through my struggles. I'm healing through my hardships. I'm healing through my mistakes. I'm healing through my issues. I'm healing through my pain. I'm healing through it.
Oh my God. Can you send me both of those so I can put it on this YouTube when I edit it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I love quotes. I love quotes. I love journals. I love just inspirational words. But quotes are just like to the point and it hits you and you get it and you immediately resonate and something just puts a light bulb in your head.
It's like we want to run away from that pain, but it's in the pain that we find the resolve. Like there's just
you have to sit through the pain. So I saw this podcast Monday when I was talking to Sunrise. It was Jay Shetty, Oprah, and Dr. Perry because they're on a book tour. So Oprah and Dr. Perry are on their book tour. They have a book called What Happened to You. And one of the posts that I had put up, there was a really nice quote in there. They were saying, pain into power, post-traumatic wisdoms.
Pain into power.
Pain into power,
That's what I just said.
Exactly. That's why I had to pull it up and tell you. You are on point.
Pain to power.
You're on your point. Wherever you are now, you're on your way.
Tell her, because I was like, girl, you got to talk me off this ledge because how I'm feeling like, I don't know. I opened up Instagram and that's the first post I see.
Post-traumatic wisdoms. So everything that you're going through now, you have to document it because your journal will be someone else's guide to their healing.
I received that.
Mic drop right there. Sorry.
I receive it. I receive it. And it's so important. Like that's where the gold is.
That's
Where the gold is.
That's
Yeah.
the gold, hon. So even though it's so painful for you now, you've actually put yourself out there to show somebody else the way. And your book, your journal is going to be someone's guidebook to get through this. We
Pain
all
to
need
power.
we all need that, because like me, when I was a kid, like that's how I got through it, by hearing someone else's pain and their struggles of like, wow, they got through it, so I can get through it. And that's literally how I got through, I think, all of my struggles. But one book that I loved was Anthony Robbins' Unlimited Power, that my brother told me to read. And one of the things he said in that book was like,
I've heard of that one. I don't think I've read it though.
It's an old one of the original OG books, Unlimited Power.
Okay.
But it's like, what is your perception in this moment? If you had to sit in this moment, what do you need to do and give to yourself to be able to get through it in this current state? You know, like, think of all the other, like when you get into your cycles of negative words, start writing down other words you can use instead of that one. Transmute that word of like, oh, I feel sad, tired. Transmute that word to be like, I'm evolving, I'm transforming, I'm growing, I'm, you know? So it's
I remember one of the conversations that I had with Sunrise, and she's mentioned it a couple of times, I think, because she was experiencing some things, and I think I called her in a moment where she was experiencing the things, and I feeling like this is where it came from. But what came up for her was, if this situation never changed, who would you be in that situation?
It's exactly what Anthony Robbins was saying.
What
can you do in this moment, in this shitty moment? Yeah. What happened to you, Oprah and Dr. Perry?
And you know where that originates from?
No, tell me.
Oprah had a couple, was this during it was during the political debacle with Trump and Biden, where things were very split. And what she did was, she was a part of surveying and speaking to a group of people who were on different ends of the political spectrum. And, you know, there were people who normally they wouldn't be in rooms with the other people that they were in rooms with.
Like opposite of political views?
Yeah. And so what came out of that was that question, you know, where you'll ask somebody like, what's wrong with you? Why did you do that? And she was like, it changed how she approached not understanding the way someone showed up. And so instead of asking what's wrong with you, which is so inflammatory because you're already—
what happened to you?
What happened to you? Instead of what's wrong with you.
Yeah. Because then you're coming with compassion and empathy. And you'll be able to relate to them. Just like how if you would go to your mom and have a Zoom with her, you want to ask what happened to you instead of
what's wrong.
Why are you like this? And why did you do that to me? Which is like an accusation kind of.
Yes. And that's it. That question is more accusatory.
Yeah,
you've already formed your opinion of me. You've already feel that something is wrong. You know, instead of asking me why I'm showing up this way.
Yeah.
So that's where every time I hear that
question, history, and use that as your platform, you know, now like your pain into power. Like our pain is going to help other people.
Because that pain is nothing, I mean, it's just energy. It's energy. So once you transmute that energy, because energy is not, you know, created nor destroyed, it has to go somewhere. It shifts. And it's really up to us, for us to be able to connect and allow, you know, the process of whatever that pain is.
So if the pain is always around, so if we transmute it, it'll just turn into something better as opposed to staying pain.
Being stagnant. That's what happens when you're not growing and when you don't evolve. It's just stagnant, which we've discussed before. It creates the ailments that we have, and
it turns into cancer.
It turns into all
diseases.
of these things that we don't need, you know. And so just doing what we're doing, being honest with ourselves, holding true to that part of us that we felt didn't deserve the light because we didn't feel that we were enough or important enough to share with other people, and continuing that work.
Yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. See,
Yeah.
now we're just gonna have to give each other like 2 hours of conversation because apparently 1 hour of us talking, not enough.
Not enough. We did the damn thing. I think we got on like at what, 9:20? Now it was 9:24.
That's fabulous. So we need at least 2 hours at least for these conversations. 1
We
hour,
can go on.
1 hour to catch up, and then like by hour 2, it's like we're dropping gems. We're dropping gems. Just dropping the mic.
So there's a couple of things that I have to send to you, right? The 2 posts that I just explained. I sent you the secure relationship one, which I thought was amazing with learning how to sit in your shit.
Okay, so I'll read through those. Okay.
Yeah, read through them. It's like 5 different, 5 separate posts.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you a visual on how, because remember I was saying, I just never knew how to sit in my shit. Like, how do I do? And this gives you a really great visual on how to do it.
Good. Yeah, exactly. Like you just got to sit through it. It sucks, painful.
Yeah.
Gotta call a girlfriend, be like, listen, I am shitty right now, just to let you know. I might need some help.
Yeah, that was her. That was Gina this morning. I think I told her, I texted something along the lines of, I need for you to pray for me. And she was like, girl.
She just gives you such a beautiful support and energy. I love to see the 2 of you together chatting because you just light up when you're talking with her.
It's so true. All of my other girlfriends from school would be like, okay, we need to get away from them because all we do is cackle. All we do is cackle with each other. That's it.
But that's so beautiful.
It's like, it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It's freeing.
Yes. She's your Gail.
Yeah, she really is.
She's your Gail and your Oprah.
She is. It's so true because I'm the one that's more
Your Oprah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Oprah's like, so let's talk.
Let's have this conversation. Yeah. She's more free for sure.
Yeah, she's Gail. She's like, come on, let's go do it. Let's go party. Let's have a drink. Come on, Oprah. Oprah will be like, she'll just enter the room nice and quiet and just observing everything.
Yeah. And watch and look. And
you guys are Oprah and Gail.
Yeah. That's my girl from day one. It's been so, and we've known each other since we've been like 9.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So,
at least 40 years of friendship.
So you're okay with me posting that one, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay. And then the other one, I totally feel what you're feeling. And I didn't want you to feel like, oh my God, this is getting overwhelming. I was like, oh my God, I hope she doesn't decide to like not do these with me anymore.
Because that's what was in the back of my head. Yeah. Like, oh no, do I want to still do this? Or is it, but it was just that immediate fear that just kicked in me.
Yeah.
So it was even big for me to text you and let you know, I don't know if I'm comfortable with everything.
I know. And I felt it. I knew that's what you were thinking. I was like, she feels hesitant. It's feeling overwhelming. She's not sure if she wants to do all of these. And I wanted to instantly try to help you be like, no, I totally understand. Anything you don't want to put out there, I support you fully in all of this journey. We don't even have to record all of these.
I appreciate it.
Send it to you. If you don't want to put it out there, that's perfectly fine. You just want to chat, perfectly fine. Support you in anything that you're comfortable with because it's a heavy load.
It is.
You know what I mean? And I think it helps that we have these conversations because I've been through it. So it's difficult to talk to a therapist that hasn't gone through it.
Yeah, they don't have the context, or just speaking to somebody who hasn't experienced it, they don't have the context. So there's certain things that you may have to
feel your pain.
They don't feel your pain, I don't think. And I don't think that you're able to connect on that level.
You can't.
So this is what I need.
But this is what I mean, where I feel like this is the space that I think I'll start my business to hold space for other people, because if it helps you, if it helps me and it helps anybody else on these podcasts, I feel like it's a definite way where it's, you know, I can make money to do this where I feel good about something I'm doing.
Yes. Yes. Right. Power to pain.
Power to pain, power to pain. What was the other part of that? Power to pain. Hold on. We have to get the whole quote. Power to pain, post-traumatic wisdoms.
Post-traumatic wisdoms. I wonder, why did they throw that in there? Did it come from somebody who experienced something?
I think, I'm not sure who said it, but it was all part of the book because it's like, instead of post-traumatic stress, post-traumatic wisdom.
What you gained.
Because you're transmuting it instead of just
Yes.
post-traumatic stress, you're transmuting it to post-traumatic wisdoms. Your pain is into your power. So it's
Yeah.
changing the words.
Yeah, I get it now.
It's wisdom.
It's all wisdom, right? All experience.
It's all experience. It's all wisdoms.
Well, this was fabulous.
I just find it funny because like I'll have these pre-hesitations sometimes, you know, like we have thoughts and I'll be like thinking about like, oh, you know, because me and Sunrise do weekly ones, and sometimes on a random one right before it, I'll be like, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Like, should I come with questions? Should I do this? Like, what if we start running out of things to talk about, you know? And then I'll come on and then like we'll have some sort of epiphany, and then it'll remind me of like, no, you're always going to have something beautiful to talk about. Like, you don't even need to come here to the table with these worries and doubts, because those conversations are always going to be there and beautiful.
Yeah, it's just like if you were to see her regularly, you would always have something to share. You know, having it on screen doesn't make it any different.
And that's exactly how I felt today.
Mm-hmm. With who?
With you.
Oh yeah. Okay. You didn't know what you would talk about?
Not really. No. No, because I feel like I was in my heaviness. And I know how you felt before. So I didn't want to come here with the heaviness of a load to be like, all right, Tam, how are we feeling today? What are we doing? You know, like I didn't want to come here with any of it. Okay. So I really didn't know how our conversations were going to go. And I'm so grateful that we actually were able to get past the hour. And then to the second half of the hour, we got a lot of gems and all of this other stuff.
Yeah, but I thought it was great how you introed, because you started with asking me to support you with the challenge you were having.
And so I feel like,
my mind off of.
I feel like, I feel like that's needed also for you, because I don't want you to feel like it's just a heavy load on you all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, today you can hold a little space for me today. This is what I'm going through.
Yeah. Just allow it to be easy, fluid, flowing.
Yeah, because if we're having a girlfriend conversations, not always one-sided, where I have to also share with you, like, I'm going through something. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that did work really well, I thought.
Did it help you?
Yeah. Good. For sure.
Good. I mean, because you obviously have a lot of wisdom as well, because you deal with like population from the children's to adults, and holding space for people to be able to come down from whatever if they're angry or upset or going through a fight or having a hard time during the day.
I'm great for other people. I just need to be able to apply the concepts that I have learned and known to myself on a consistent basis.
Well, now you can, because you'll hear yourself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You get lost in the moments, and you know, there's a space now that says something else needs to take place.
Mm-hmm. And that is part of your homework.
Yes. Remind me again.
Your homework is to basically do a little video and teach me how and like what it is that you love, the meditations, and how you learned the different ones, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, and sit through a small little 10-minute meditation. So how to, and then do the meditation.
And the picture.
And the picture of the quote?
No, the picture of
the picture of you, a childhood photo of you that you love. and paste it either on your bathroom mirror or by where you're sitting every day to do work. Somewhere where you're at every single day. Could be a fridge.
Okay.
Yeah. I put it on my phone actually.
The picture?
Yeah. So it's on my phone and also on my wall on my desk. So it's both.
Did you see the pictures of myself and my mom that I posted?
The recent ones?
Yeah, the baby ones.
Oh no, I don't know if I know the baby. Maybe. I think I was glancing through them, but I thought the photos were beautiful.
I had some old school pictures too of when I was a baby, maybe like 8 months, and I'm sitting on her lap, and there's
Yes,
another
I think I did. I think I did. So you have to print
Yeah.
that out. So this one,
Yay!
so print it out. Whichever one that makes you smile just right now. See,
Yeah.
you said yay. You gotta print that out.
Yeah.
Print those out. Whatever lights you up, print those out and just put it on your phone as well. Print it out and put it on your phone because those
Yeah.
I did both.
I think having it on my phone would be the best because I'm constantly on the phone. But I'm definitely going to post it by my bedside where I do all of my reading and meditating and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to just find all avenues. I'll print it, I'll put it on my phone. I'm like, listen, healing is happening everywhere. I'm gonna put it everywhere.
I need to see it.
Yes. Yes. I love it. That's exactly it. So you got the photo, you're gonna do a little video of your meditation.
Yeah. And what I have to do is send you the post that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Healing through issues, healing
I
through
love that. That was beautiful. Because I want to copy and
Perfect.
paste it. I want to copy and paste it and put it into the description of the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
So yes, I'm so happy that even with the hesitation of what you felt before, I'm grateful you came on and we were able to work through it, where you feel comfortable again, right?
Yeah, I definitely feel comfortable again. And I feel like it's a place where I can just, communicate what's not comfortable and feel good that it can be accepted and understood.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's exactly why it works for us and me, because since I've been through it, I'm like, I totally understand.
Yeah, I appreciate you for
Yeah,
that.
I totally understand, and I'm here for you. And like those feelings will always, like, I mean, we'll always have a quick little like, oh, do I want to do it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's the old auto programming. Your old program we will just instantly play.
Yep. Because something happened before that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, pause, rewind, let me delete that part.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the beauty of it being recorded. Like you don't have to show everything.
Yeah.
And
that's what made Tanora feel better too.
What's that?
That it's not live.
Oh, okay.
So
she has
it's not
time.
live. Yeah. So I said the same thing to her where I was like, I could hear her hesitation as she's talking to me, and I could hear like how she wants to know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't worry, like it's a Zoom, and if you feel like uncomfortable with whatever, I will edit it, and then I'll email you the whole thing, and you can just tell me if there's anything that you don't like, I can just take it out. So don't worry about it.
Get ready for my girl. Get ready for I'm just as excited as you holding the podcast with Regine. I love it.
I love it. I love it.
I love when people connect with people that I connect with.
Yeah, exactly. Because you love them
so much.
And you see their light, and you're excited to see the light shine.
Because your win is my win. Like I will always pump my fist. Always. Like I'm close to somebody who's winning. That must mean that I'm in the right place.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly. So, I love it.
I'll always support. Always support. I feel like I'm living vicariously through you,
that's beautiful.
It's like your 1,000 posts is my 1,000 posts. Like we did it.
See, but honey, that's exactly your gift and your power, that you can be in that space with somebody else and take that win with them and support them, because how you felt is how you made me feel.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Seriously.
Thank you so much.
Seriously. That's why I'm so grateful. I was like, Tam, you were the first person. Because,
so hype.
because like that for me, you felt exactly how I felt, where I'm like, I am trying to get there.
Yes.
And for you to feel it fully and then
So
feel it
fully.
with me, like I knew you were so excited for me, just like I was excited. But like everybody needs that.
Yeah. Goosebumps, girl. Goosebumps.
Because even like somebody, even like some of my friends who I would think would give me that same energy that you gave me,
Mm.
I didn't feel it. Or I didn't get it from somebody that I thought I would get it from.
And I think for me, that's why it's so important. There's nothing like being seen.
So you gifted me that. You were the person.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm so happy that you could receive it. And I'm so very proud of you. Because you've been busting your ass, girl.
I have.
I have been busting your ass. I see it. I was like, wait, she's doing a Zoom with me. She has a 10 o'clock Zoom. She has a 1 o'clock Zoom with Tenora. You have to be in Instagram to actually connect with the people that you don't even know. Girl.
I don't even know her. No. And then I gotta work, and then I have to do a little freelance. Like,
you know, we can't always be in the moment because our minds are just trying to multitask, right?
Yeah. No, so,
so
like now I feel like everything needs to be recorded.
Seriously.
Because I'm getting
so
slow. Yeah, I'm slow. I can't do things as fast. So I just
No, we're not putting that out there. You're not slow. You're just not as enthused about these types of projects.
That is true. It's not my purpose.
It's not your purpose. You do it because it's necessary in the moment.
Yeah.
Right. But you're not slow. You're quick. You're witty, and you're wonderful.
So yes. So thank you so much. I just need you to know that you were it for me. Then you were it.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with me.
I know, because you need to hear it.
Yeah.
I know. So you were it.
That was
not get it for the people that I thought I would get it from.
Well, I feel like we are it for one another in this space. It's just nothing short of amazing.
I know. Exactly. Because you know where I've been. You know my story. You're like, yo, anything that you do to get to that point or being on these podcasts is already a feat in itself.
And listen,
you know,
every accomplishment deserves a celebration.
It does. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Everything.
I feel like that's how I feel. Like anybody who tells me they did something, I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's great. You're the best. Like, because I would want that. Like, so I give that to people.
Yeah, let's celebrate. Shoot. Yeah. We're in a space, you know, we spend too much of our times just kind of glossing over our amazingness.
Yeah.
We don't need to be in that anymore.
So we're gonna be like cheerleaders for Halloween.
Yeah. You know. And that's the thing. Sometimes I would feel like, oh, I'm just being over the top, but again, it's that, you know, me trying to silence myself.
No, girl.
You know, I get hyped for everything. Okay.
Me too. I try to.
I get hyped for everything, you know, and now I just need a little more hypeness on my side.
You'll get there, girl. You will get there.
Yep.
You will get there.
Each conversation, because each conversation helps and each conversation heals.
Girl, right. See? You got it. You got it.
Right. A&H, good vibes. I'm reading your background, by the way.
Good. You're like, all right, what else can I read in the background there?
Right? I hustle, A&H.
I know. I think I need to get like whatever the quote is that we say all the time, put that in the back.
Yeah. You can do so much. Is that wallpaper or
So this is like a step and repeat, and then this is a neon sign.
You're so artistic.
And then in my garage, like I have all of my hoarding of my art supplies all around.
Oh my God. Did you make it?
I had it printed. So I did the font and whatever, and I sent it out to print. I have another one, but I don't know if I really like it. It's in my bedroom, so maybe that'll be like part 2 of my podcast area.
Yeah, I love how the good vibes pops out.
I know, I love it.
Right? It's just a reminder.
It is.
I see it, like, That's right.
Good vibes.
Good faith. Good
vibes.
faith.
I know. I love it. I love it.
Let me tell you the lemon and honey holes. Whew,
Oh, really?
saved me.
So are you congested too?
I'm congested now. Today literally is the first time that my eye is not running. Like, it was just so annoying. I couldn't even keep it open at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little congested, and I'm just so happy because when Ant had it, he said that he had like a burning in his throat.
Oh.
I didn't experience that. I felt when it was coming on, I felt a little, when I swallowed, I could feel something, but I didn't get that burning. But I've been sucking on these holes, and I think that it may have helped along with the tea and everything else that I'm drinking.
Do you have any ginger at home?
I don't. I need to get some ginger.
Boil some ginger, honey, lemon tea.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I can. Yeah, I have ginger.
You have ginger?
I make turmeric and ginger tea every day.
Oh,
Ginger.
there you go.
I haven't made the turmeric tea. I've been using this other tea that I got from my holistic doctor, and it's strictly for the immune system. So I've been kind of drinking that more. But I'll go back. I think I'm gonna make my own concoction.
I think you need to make your own concoction, and that's
Yeah.
your other avenue of you.
Oh yeah, because I'm into natural. I'm into, you know,
Please.
I remember Regine was. I think was she selling? Was she selling it? I can't remember if she was selling it, but I was like, I'll make that on my own.
Yeah. Yeah.
My green juices. I haven't been consistent as of late, but I need to get back into that because there was like during the pandemic, every day. And I think that especially being outside now, it's more important than it was when we were inside.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A lot of shit out there.
Oh, I see another aha moment.
What's that? Oh, with the juices and all that?
With your teas, your whatever, your holistic things,
And all
wellness.
from Amazon, I get the organic turmeric.
Mm-hmm.
I freeze it, so I'll just take it out the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Grate it. Same with the ginger.
Oh, you'll grate it from organic, straight from the root.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't have a tea bag, like I do it all by myself.
Girl, this is your other business.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, okay, so the whole business would be holistic, meditation, teas, wellness, body, just zen and peace and all good vibes.
Oh God. I just think that the human body is just so miraculous and so amazing. We
so
do
if
not
this
give
is what you love to do and this flows out of you, this is your business.
Yeah.
This is your other avenue, because you said that you're getting to the point where you're not sure about your job and how you want to do and all of this, right? So momentum is coming. Today with Bruce Lee, willing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. Bruce Lee.
We must do and apply.
I love it. So thank you so much. Any last words of wisdom you would like to impart on the lovely YouTube world?
Let's see. No, just, do what needs to be done to show up as your authentic self. Mm-hmm. Not to worry about what others may say, because the people who will be attracted to you will be the tribe that you belong to.
I love it. Thank you.
I
just had a thought, like when we come on these Zooms, maybe you take us into each Zoom with what you do with your students of like just breathing, inhaling, and whatever it is that you do.
Yeah, we can do that.
Let's do that.
We can absolutely do that.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Noted.
I love
it. Girl, thank you for the space. Thank you for your time. And you have a fabulous day.
You too, dear. Feel better.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.